So Megan really kindly offered to do a call for us after I just approached her, was just interested in how she kind of balances her business, and obviously is one of the top 10 UK coaches, so well done on that. She's been coaching since 2017, October 2017. Yep, is a one-star diamond coach, and obviously, as she's just said, is a primary school teacher as well. So what I was really intrigued about is that Megan builds her business more, rather than necessarily on numbers, more on a thriving community and just making the most for her challengers that come and join her, and then making it rocking as a coach in the community, and then they come and want to inspire others alongside you. So I think I asked you to share your wisdom on how you do that and bring the community, and you kindly said you'd come and share that with us. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you so much for inviting me. Like, it's lovely to come and meet other teams and to connect, especially right now when we can't, have these events that do really give us that little boost of energy that we need to get to the next 3 months. Like, it's so important, I think, to reach out to one another at the moment. But yeah, so I have been a coach since launch day in the UK. My journey with Beachbody started well before coaching was even an option here, just through being a new mum and having some significant baby weight to lose that just would not go. So I was that person who was ordering the DVDs and paying £120 every time a new program came out. And so I had been doing the workouts for 4 years and had just fallen in love with it. And so I came into coaching not really with a business head on at all. Like, I just did it because it seemed the natural next step for me. Like, I just loved everything about the workouts, the super trainers, and I just wanted to have more people around me who spoke my language, because it felt really isolating at the start when it was, when the coaching community wasn't here. It did feel like it was just myself and my husband, and nobody knew the programs, nobody knew the trainers, and nobody understood these little colored container pots that we had managed to get hold of. And so when coaching became something here for the UK, it felt incredible to have friends. It felt like for the first time. And so we just launched straight into it. So at the very, very start of my coaching journey, I was very much challenger focused. I didn't understand the whole rank advancement part of it. It didn't really cross my mind. I didn't question it. I didn't really do anything to find out about it. The only thing that I did do was that on launch day, I became Emerald straight away. Like, within 10 minutes, I was an Emerald coach. And that was just from listening to my upline's upline about the importance, being a founding coach in the UK, of getting your spouse involved and really, setting the tone for how you wanted to do this. So that was the only I was an Emerald coach, but I didn't know why. I didn't understand really like what that meant at all. And I started, as I said, my main focus was just bringing on new challenges. And those first few challenges of mine were all people that I knew, people from my town, people that maybe I was working with. I had no fear. Like, I just wanted more and more people to experience what I was doing and fall in love with it. And so I didn't have any fear talking to anybody about Beachbody. And I was high, like my time when I first started, I was working full time as a primary school teacher. My boys were just 8 and 5. I had a massive commute every single day, and I was teaching in the evenings as well. So time was a massive kind of factor, something I always had to really, really be careful about. But as I said, the majority of my time was running challenge groups and inviting literally anybody. I used to go through my friends list. Like, I would just start day 1. Okay, if your name begins with an A, you're going to be hearing from me today. Day 2, if you're a B, you're getting it. And that was the way I kind of kept track of it. And it worked really, really well at the beginning. And I had high success club numbers. Within, the second month of being a coach, I had actually earned a spot with the Success Club trip to Mexico with Beachbody, which was incredible. And that was really how my business went until 5 months in. And I had a growing challenge group. It was thriving. It was, you know, everyone was doing the workouts. Everybody was falling in love with the programs. We ran our groups on Facebook. And because I knew people, like, they were just running along with this beside me. And it wasn't until the first Team Cup, actually, when I was asked to join a team. And it was actually SJ, who used, for anyone who has been at coaching from the beginning, rang me up and was like, why are you not like a diamond? And I was like, oh, I don't know, what's a diamond? Had no idea what it is. And she's like, look at the volume going through your business. Look at the numbers you are bringing in. Why are these people not becoming part of your team? And I was like, I don't actually know. And I just said, I don't know. Like, I've not come into this for the business. So in that Team Cup, I happened to join a push group. This was something that had been arranged through my upline, and we had 6 weeks to get to diamond. And that really was the turning point. I suddenly then began to see, okay, this is more than just bringing in challengers. This is more than just running challenge groups. This is a way to really still have that, but to make it even bigger, because if I can get more of my team to become coaches who can invite their friends to come and join the challenge groups, this is just going to get really fun. And so within 6 weeks, I did everything that I was told to do. I think that's the teacher in me. If someone says you do this, I'm like, okay, I'll go do it. Like, I don't think about it. And so I managed to get myself to diamond, and I had this little team. And it was great. Like, we were all felt coaches, but we were all very much just discount coaches in the coaching business because we loved Beachbody. I was a very rocky diamond, like, because I didn't have any understanding about the business side. I came back from Summit and I came back as an emerald. And that really, really was hard for me to get that recognition of diamond, which meant so much. You know, I came back from Summit with my medal that said I was a diamond, all the lanyards, like, and then I came back and my husband was like, don't check your coach office. And I was like, why not? And he's like, just don't look at it. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. And I did what I didn't do as I was told. I went and checked my coach office, and I honestly felt like my world had fallen apart. How could it all crumble? And so it was from that moment, felt like I had hit rock bottom, like I'd gone back all the way back to the beginning, what I was on day one. But it was from that moment that I realized it's more than just making people coaches. Like, these people are kind of relying on me. Like, I owe it to them to help them as much as I was helping myself. And so from that moment, I really began to think of coaching as a business. And I began to want to grow my own team properly, not just by converting customers into coaches, for the discount. I wanted to find people that wanted this as much as I did. And so one of the things that I took away from Summit was, you need to show up as the person you want to be. It doesn't matter if you don't have that rank recognition yet. It doesn't matter if you don't have those numbers on the board. If you want to be a diamond coach, you need to start showing up as a diamond coach. If you want to be 1-star, 2-star, you're going to have to start doing all the behaviors and acting like that 2-star diamond coach would be. So when I came back from Summit, I made a few changes. Before that, because I just wasn't really understanding it all, I just relied completely on my upline to feed me information. And so my growth in this business was completely determined by how much they shared with me. I didn't really go out of my way to go and take responsibility for it. I was still very much in an employee kind of mindset. And that's something that you really do have to get your head around. Like, you are your own boss. Like, you have to show up. You cannot rely on anyone else. And your head coach is saying, it doesn't matter who your downline is. And I think if you do have a really good relationship with your upline, that's incredible. And I do feel like it does help you, but ultimately you have to still do the actions. You still have to go out there and put in the hard work. So I began to start showing up as the leader I wanted to be. I started hosting my own team calls on a different night from my uplines. And at the start, it was literally me, my husband, Andrew, and one other coach. But that's now grown. Like, you know, we're fast forwarding 2 years and my entire screen is filled with coaches, and sometimes onto a double screen for Zoom. So like, you have to keep showing up. Even if it feels like it's just you sometimes on a team call, still show up, record your call, share it into your coach group. And soon, when I started showing up as the person I wanted to be, that really set a belief within my team that they could do this and we were going to be doing this together. So simple things like hosting my own team calls. We kind of had our own like little t-shirts made whenever we did events. I didn't rely on those being shared for me for my upline. We would like go on and get our own photos taken together instead of just all becoming one team. And slowly but surely, our team began to stand out. I could tell very, very quickly that my guys who were in my team were very, very different from the rest of the team that I belonged to. We were not fitness experts. So my upline is Diana Wright, who is a master trainer. You know, she's won awards. She's incredible, got abs of steel. And a lot of the people she brought in were fitness instructors and fitness professionals. And then there was me. Like, didn't know what I was doing, just a mom, a teacher, and my team were the same. We had like bakers and accountants, there was other moms, like we all liked a gym, didn't really follow the nutrition plan as everyone else. And I noticed that and I thought, this is something that we've got to run with here. It's okay to be different. It's okay for our team to be small. We can still be really mighty. And so we embraced the fact that we were kind of different from the rest, and that made all the other decisions a lot easier, because when it came to doing live workouts, when it came to doing live events, you could tell who was very much part of our Choose Fit Life family. We were usually the loudest. We were the one that had planned to go out for meals and for drinks after. We had parties planned. Like, we would turn up with like the bright shirts. Like, you could tell that we were a group, a little tribe here going through this together. So like your community here, like the team that you have, it doesn't matter how small it is, just start the process. Because once you get those little habits and routines made, anybody new that comes into your family is getting welcomed into a ready-made family. Like, it's already kind of expected that this is what we do and this is what we're about. And from that, I began to find recruiting a lot more easier. So before, I had always tried to go with the fitness experts because that's what my kind of upline team were. I'd always tried to go in with the business talk, but it never ever felt like a business to me. Always felt like I was just hanging out with my best friends in the morning on Zoom. It always felt like we got to do parties and we were going out for team days and events. And as soon as I switched that, and I started sharing more about the community and started sharing how much fun we were having and all the special things that we did as a team, it started connecting with more people who were like us. And so our team just naturally began to grow, and our challengers wanted to become part of that because we would include them in it too. We would invite them to our super weekend events. We would invite them to come along to dinner or drinks if we were having them in the area. We would invite them around to our house if we were having a party or something like that. So your little community here, it may feel really kind of small and you may not feel like you're quite ready to do it, but invest in it, invest time in each other, have so much fun and enjoy it, because that speaks way louder than any other accolades or anything that goes on. If you show up as a solid unit and a team and a group of people that are just loving life and having fun and getting fit in the process, you're going to be speaking your language to the people that you want in your team. So look at what makes your team different. Use that to your advantage, because you'll hear it all the time. Like, every single coach has access to the same workouts, to the same trainings, to the same graphics, to the same super trainers. Like, that doesn't make you stand out as a team. That doesn't make anyone want to come and join you any more than any other one. But if your team do like animal themed days, or if you have like Shot Saturday like we do, people want to be a part of that. People will start joining you because they want to be involved in a community. Like, we're human beings. We don't want to be lone wolves. We want to feel like we're included. So start your own little crazy, quirky days and themes and just go with it. Just absolutely go with it. So that's kind of like my story is very different. Like, I still don't really know what I'm doing. Like, and I will admit that to my team. Like, I have no idea what we're doing, guys. Like, but we're going to go for it. Let's just turn up. Let's just show up on the day. Let's have fun. And I think that energy that you create in your team is what will get you through some of the tough times. And I saw Tequila Tuesdays. Do it. Like, the biggest growth we ever had in our team was when we had Friday Zoom gym nights during gin nights during lockdown. And like, we would show up, and as I said, like, the rest of our kind of extended team were like, oh, I'm getting an early night because it's a Saturday morning workout and I'm going to stay hydrated. And we're like, whee! But the fact that we were showing each other on Zoom, and there was like people singing because they'd had too many gins, and like, we noticed that other people who weren't actually part of our team were tagging us in their gin nights. Like, they were catching on to the fact that we were all having gin nights and wanted to get involved in it. And we would show up the next day and do our workouts just as well as the people who had gone to bed early and drank their water. Like, and it was more fun because we'd be like, oh my gosh, like, this is going to kill us today. And, you know, we pushed play. We still showed up. We were still proof of the product, but we were having way more fun along the way as well. So have these quirky days. So some of the things that we do, we have on Wednesdays, we wear pink. Even the guys will wear pink hoodies. And like, even that, a coach who isn't even in our team made a tie-dye jumper for my husband just so he could be part of on Wednesdays we wear pink. Like, that says how much people want to come and be a part of a community. We have theme days. So tomorrow we have animal print day. We've had a superhero day. We've had, I don't know, like, I just say to someone, there's a girl in our group, she loves dressing up, and I'm like, I think you should just take the lead with this. Do you want to like plan all the fun? And she's like, I love that. So I have Amanda, who is like, her leadership role in our team is fancy dress days. She will create a graphic. She will tell you when you need to turn up, what you need to be wearing, where you need to be, what workout we're doing, how we need to tag each other, the hashtags we need to use. She is all over that. And that ripples out into the team. And it's one less thing that I don't have to do, because I said, like, I'm happy to turn up, but I'm like, arranging theme days is not really my thing. Like, I'm happy to be part of it, but if you can lead it, go with it. We also do things like Shot Saturday. So instead of mixing our Energize, we shot it. And it's hilarious. It's now become like a new coach initiation. Like, they have to do it. And when it comes out their nose and when they choke, like, it's hilarious. Like, and it gets people laughing, and you can share that on your stories as well. And it just, I feel like it's about making a point of letting other people know that it's not just you on your own. Like, there is a group here, people who are having fun along the way. We have our Friday gin sessions. We go all in for our programs together. Like, we're like, launch days, let's do this. Let's create excitement. Let's get kind of graphics organized. Let's have events where we can invite our prospect challengers to come along. Like, we do everything together as a team, but we all have a little place in it. It works. Like, my role in the team is talking. Like, I love to talk. It's because I'm a teacher. I can fill any amount of time with any information. You give me a topic and I will find something to talk about. My other leader, Ali, she's like, I hate doing that. That is not my thing. But she's great with like getting her, she's got quite a fun team. So we have Amanda from hers who does the fancy dress. I have a girl, Yvonne, who loves a little bit of merch. If there's a t-shirt to be made or a hat to be printed, she is on it. Prizes, she said, I will deal with that. We have another girl who loves PD, and so she will feed back information to our team about books she's read. Everybody has a little leadership role, and it gives everybody a purpose. It gives everybody something that they're contributing to the team, even if they're not in it to build, they're in it for the fun. Like, that's fine, but you're still super important. And I think that's something that you need to get across is we're going for 5-star. That is a big, scary ass goal. Like, when I wrote that down on my goal sheet, my immediate reaction was to go back and delete it to 2. But I was like, no, why can't we be 5-star? Like, let's do this. And so I've been saying to my team, we're going to be a 5-star team. Who's with me? Every single one, that let's do this. And it's like, even if you're not in it to be a diamond, you're still playing such an important part by just being an active member of our team, showing up, being proof of the product, making sure that you are active as a coach. Like, that every single coach is just as important as everyone else. There's no hierarchy at all. Everybody is part of that community. And I feel like that is something that our team is strong at. We have a real sense of community. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is as important as anyone else. We all have our own little leadership roles, and it can be from silly things like fancy dress days, or, you know, like creating a tag, to actually being a diamond coach, which we have 2 of in our team. Just so happens they're on the same leg, which is really frustrating. But like, everybody has a role, everybody has a place, and we just embrace that. We are honestly a family, and that has taken time. It hasn't just happened overnight. This is 3 years of me doing this consistently. And now, you know, as a coach now, I'm not full-time as a teacher. I'm part-time thanks to coaching. So I do have more time to lead a team. But I love that. I love that part more than I do running challenge groups now. So I have, you know, it's not an overnight process. Building a team and a community takes time. And I don't have loads and loads of coaches. I don't. But what I do have are people who are committed and who are loyal and who are a family and are not going anywhere. And so it doesn't take thousands of people to come into your group to hit rank. You just need your closest people, build a family with them, and anything is possible. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit, Charlie.
You know, that's really great. And I think that's how I actually found you. Was, I don't know if you had it as a reel or something, but it was your superhero, you all doing your workout and the different tags. And I was like, who is Megan? And that's how I saw you. And then I'd seen your name in like the top, you know, like in the top 10 as Beachbody released it. And then your superhero thing came up, and it was that bit. I was like, I like that. And that's how I then that's why I reached out to you, because I was like, it was different. And I think that's exactly what you like. It's about embracing that difference, isn't it? Of that you don't have to be big, you don't have to be mighty, but if you're embracing that difference and you've all got those roles, actually you don't have to be, you know, you don't have to be at like 5-star diamond to be generating like an income or a business or things like that. It's about, like you say, that loyalty, isn't it? And people wanting to do this and wanting to be there. So no, I think that was really, really helpful. Thank you. I think you had a question I saw pop up in the beginning. So you were asking, so Kim was asking, you said about when you were going through your friends list in the beginning. Kim was saying, was that on Instagram or Facebook that you did that?
That was Facebook, because when I first started, I didn't even have Instagram. I was too scared to use it. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm an Instagram person. It was purely on Facebook. However, that's not how I do things now. Like, that was coming in, not understanding this role, not understanding this business, and believing that I just had to get numbers, and being so like driven by the Success Club points. And although that did have a lovely benefit of getting that holiday, it's not at all how I run my business now. Like, it's not. It's about taking time to get to know people. My way of inviting is really mainly through my stories, sharing, like being proof of the product, showing all the products that you're using, but not in a kind of, you know what I mean, not like the Shakeology cup, kind of style, just holding it up. And I always say like superfoods with a side serving of, and it could be like Chromebooks, homeschooling, a crazy sausage dog, snore. Like I just share a little bit of my day with that. So including lots of things on my stories, having polls for people to vote on. And you know, the best way of getting a conversation started is not to do a poll on anything Beachbody. Like I shared yesterday this dress that I got from Sainsbury's for a tenner. I've had so many people message me today saying it's not in my size and it's a size right, and would you say, you know, I'm normally a size 12, do you think that would be fine? And people have said, oh, I've got this and they're great for the kids. Completely unrelated to Beachbody, but it's got those conversations started, and that's it. And it's not a case of going through alphabet A to Z. Like you have to think of people as people. These are human beings, and to take time to get to know people. And I don't have an issue with speaking to other coaches, as Charlie, you know, proof here. Like if anyone comments on my story, like I will reach out to you. If you're watching my stories, I'm gonna start a conversation with you about it. And there's nothing wrong with connecting with other coaches on teams, because for things like this, you get to have guest speakers, you get to share top tips. Like I was buddied up with Cassandra Burton, not on my team at all, just both mums. We were both looking to go for 2-star and a 1-star at the time, sorry, and we just clicked. And even now, like we're root for each other, we'll tag each other in things. Like I'll speak to her coaches, she'll speak to mine, we do guest speaking on each one. So like reach out to everybody and don't be afraid to ask for help from other coaches as well. Like people, this is something with coaching that's so different. Like as a teacher, everyone's in competition with each other for that promoted post, because there's only one space. One person can get that promoted post, but that's not the case for Beachbody. Anyone can be an emerald, anyone could be a diamond coach, anyone could be 1-star, 2-star, 5-star, whatever it is. There is a place and a space there for you. And so reach out to everybody, chat to everyone, just get conversations going. And the good thing about that as well, like, you know, some people who are coaches who have had a bit of a rough time and have kind of not been a coach anymore, like they'll stay with you. Like we've had quite a few people who have, you know, canceled coaching in the first year because it didn't work out, and followed our journey and have, you know, managed, you know, to come in and be part of a team with us eventually. So like it does help, and you can learn so much from each other. So just look at who's viewing your stories, include opportunities for conversations outside Beachbody. You know, pets like Susie, I've got a sausage dog, Susie, she gets loads of people commenting on her. Like, you know, I don't have to have a crazy workout video and post. Like I just have to have her going back and forth in my video, and people will comment on it. People will send me pictures of their dogs. You know, like anything that's outside Beachbody is a way of bringing people into your community. It's a way of starting a conversation. It's about finding that connection. And the conversation will, if they're watching your stories, if they're engaging with you, they're gonna know what you're about. Like it's pretty obvious, you know, you can look at someone's profile picture and you know they're a Beachbody coach. So like they'll know what you're doing. And I think naturally over time, they'll start the conversation with you. It just takes a little bit longer, but it feels so much nicer and it feels good. And I like it. I used to hate sending out invites because I knew I wasn't going to get a response back. And it was a case of just copy, paste. There was no personal touch. And that's not what our team is about. Like I know everybody on my team, even the people that I've never met. So take time to get to know who's watching your stories, ask about their life, you know, follow along with their journey, and they will repay that back to you as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that's the key, isn't it? Is seeing, like you say, seeing people as people. And that's the connection. That's the connection with this, isn't it? I didn't know if anyone else had any other questions for Megan before the time runs out. I'm sure Hannah has.
Pressure. So is this your role in the team, Hannah?
Yeah. I've always got questions. Always. No, I think it's really interesting, Megan, because I think, no, thank you so much for sharing. I think that it's so refreshing, because I think in the UK, you know, I think it's often all about, you know, you're hitting rank and doing this and Success Club. And actually, I think we are a bit more, you know, skeptical in the UK. And but I also think that the whole, you know, genuinely finding your people, I think is so important. And actually, it's really refreshing hearing you saying some of that stuff. I was just interested, like, when you're building on Instagram, when you're looking for people, what would you say your like top tips are on finding your people? Because, you know, is it hashtags? Is it location? You've got quite a local team. Like, what is it for you that works?
So I don't really understand hashtags. I know I have to use them. I know there has to be a mixture of like big hashtags, middle hashtags, and little hashtags. And that is as far as my knowledge of hashtags goes. So the way that I find my people is JC, I'm not really sure how you pronounce her surname, JC Lundgren is a really, really good coach. She has some incredible trainings up on YouTube. And I follow her connecting one because, you know, time is something that's really precious to me. I don't want to be a slave to the screen. And I think that's something that appeals to coaches. I think if you're looking for people that want to do this, they need to be able to do it in an hour or so. So anything that saves me time. And JC Lundgren is very much a step-by-step kind of girl. And that appeals to me. So if I would go and look at her connecting videos, and that's what I use on Instagram to kind of find new people and to start new conversations with people. But the main thing is, like, it's fine to find all these people, but again, you have to show up on your stories. You have to show up on your social media so there's something for them to see and something for them to find a connection with. So my Instagram feed, I kind of follow what Liz Holt does. So she mentioned the quotes. Again, that's another really quick way of getting a post out there. I don't want to be spending hours writing. I mean, I don't spend hours writing a post, but like it's one day every 3 days where it's just literally a post and it's done. And I try and not and have just fitness on my page. Like I want people to come onto it and to see that I am a mum, that I am a wife, that I do like fitness. So I'll have a little check of my grid and make sure that people coming in, and like that's it. Like I know it's not really helping answer that question, Hannah, but like I just show up as me, and I just show up, you know, make sure that people can see the other parts of me. Like Beachbody is just really a little part of my life, a good fun part of my life, but like my family is an absolute priority, and I think I show that in my stories. I think I show that on my newsfeed. That's who I connect with, is other wives and other mums. So making sure that there's something in your stories besides Beachbody. Talking on your stories. I don't know if any of you guys are shy, but like if you're not talking, people won't connect with you. You have to overcome that fear. Tell them that, you know, you're about to go for a walk. Tell them that you're about to go and do a power hour. Tell them that you're, you know, guide them through it. It's more than just sharing your workouts and the products. You have to share your life. And if it's your life, then it's not really that hard to do. Like you just have to do it. Like that's it. You have to make a conscious effort to show up in your stories. But the connecting one is really, really good. Something that I really like. And just starting conversations, I just always go to people who are watching my stories. If you're not a coach or a challenger of mine, I will be speaking to you. And just always asking with a question. Like my bit of the conversation is quite small. I always let them talk. And I make a point of going back and doing that daily. So being consistent is the difference here. Coaches, you know, I often see a lot of coaches, brand new coaches that come in and have like Success Club 20, Success Club 80, Success Club 10, and then they disappear. Because the hard work, it's easy to get your warm market to sign up with you. It becomes harder to keep consistent. And that's where I feel like the low number game people have an absolute strength, because you have the resilience to keep going on. Like if you don't have a high number, it's not a personal attack on you. You're determined to do this. You've got the foundations there. So consistently show up, consistently post, consistently talk, just keep going, because that's the difference. The coaches that are here 3 years from now will be the ones getting the success, and rightly so. If you're willing to put in the work, you deserve the recognition, you deserve the reward. So keep showing up.
Yeah, and I think as well, you're really right. I remember Liz saying about like the quotes, and like if you want to get seen, the biggest thing to get shared is quotes. And when she said that, I said, because I always have quotes on my page, and I thought that's really interesting. And I went back through my stats, and I was like, I wasn't looking who was sharing my post, and I was like, oh, she is actually right. The posts of mine that are getting shared are those things that are, which, so it's about finding those little bits, isn't it? And I was just interested, Megan, I know you say you're not a numbers person, so do you work on a set like amount of people that you're going to connect with or invite a day, or does it just change day to day?
It changes a little bit day to day, just because of the fact that I am a primary school teacher and at the moment working Monday to Wednesday. So I don't really do as many businessy activities on those days. It's more just getting a post out, getting my stories, and it's on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I can invest more team. So if you follow that JC Lundgren, it's very much a numbers. It's following so many people, it's liking so many posts, it's commenting on so many people's pages, and I just try and keep that consistent. And I have a smaller number on my busier days, and when I've got more time, I can increase that. So that's it. I don't have a set number because life is not always that easy, as all the mums will know.
Yeah. No, thank you, Megan. I think I'm really glad that you came. I reached out to you because actually I think you've been really refreshing to listen to, because, you know, like you say, a lot of people bang on about Success Club points and rank and X, Y, and Z. And I know you've set your goals of where you want to be, because it is, you know, it is your business as well, but it's refreshing to hear somebody talking about it in a different way, of that community, and that everyone's there, has got their own role and everything like that. So thank you. I really appreciate your time.
You are very, very welcome. And if you have any more questions, just feed them through to Charlie. I'd be more than happy to answer any of those for you. Because I know when you're under pressure, you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm a teacher. I know people when he says, anyone got any questions? And then no one asks. And then when you're going around, everyone's like, I've got a question. So I know there'll be questions coming. So feel free just to reach back out to me, Charlie, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you, Megan. I really appreciate your time. I think everyone's learned quite a lot from you. So thank you.
You are welcome.
See you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.